Hello everybody, my name is Ryan and welcome back to the vault. The axe meets the tree. Barn. Axe meets a tree. Woodcutter's Lane. Pine Road. This natural monument looms over the town like a relic. Its weathered surface heavy with weight of enemies murky and tangled history. Take a moment to ponder its secrets and carry on. The sign of the house is a dilapidated barn. A stench of manure is overpowering. There's no sign of an owner, so I search carefully. Not sure exactly what I'm looking for. Suddenly I spy a flash of blue. A bottle. This is it. Blue pound porcelain. Similar. Cool and smooth. Scent like out of a brewing storm. A Zephyrim. Oh yeah, Shin. Something made of wood. Tormund's Bane. Tormund's Paralysis. Tyrannic Field. Doesn't ever feel bad. Diurnic. Tongue speech becomes impossible. Something about speech. Torment. Let's just put that as a guess. Trianic. Turquoise gemstone. Water. Something about water. Good morning. Yes, and to you too, Jupiter. Getting more concerned about my mother. Hearing about that poor lady who drowned frightened me. But she'll turn up. She always does. I've had another breakthrough. This time I'm certain it's a clue that leads to another hidden part of strange antiquities. Individual, a stone for dark purposes. Celestial stone of earth. Diurnal stone of death. Individual, stone for dark purposes. Mentic or Wixic? Mentic or Wixic, dark purposes. Bloodstone. Celestial, stone of the earth. Celestial, Selenic, or Dradic. Jade. Stone of Death. Diurnal. Dionic or Noctic. Vivianite. Alright, what do we just get? Gotta be something we don't know about. Ice? Malachite. Vibrates with energy. Cassander. Night and darkness. Snakes. Bronze. Thank you for the mither. I've seen to the yawning deep, seen the uncomprehending mind. The price is steep, but I pay it gladly. The shadowing, broken, must replace. Kyanite gemstones point to the fact that this item anchors the mind. Mentic field from the individual branch. Nephrogaunt. These were once worn by necromancers of the Five Knolls, who used them in their rituals of resurrection. Their power became bound to them, such that if they were to remove them even after death, the Nephrogaunt would crumble to dust. Today their power is much diminished, but they can be used to draw infections. However, they will cause Braxis if held against bare skin for too long. Nephroquant. Scarring caused by Braxis. And Braxis is crystals of flesh. Yep, his thing. You've shown yourself to be a useful ally in these worrisome times. Keep one eye on the lake in the coming days. When blackened eyes seek the casket and waters turn to midnight, perform the sacrament and have faith in Holgar. Sacrament is a baptism ceremony in which one's life is pledged to warrior god Holgar. It is performed by a blood priest within a stone circle. In spring, a charm of green growth; in summer, a pendant of yellow sun; in autumn, an instrument of the red night; in winter, a totem of blue fire. David!
I'm afraid this letter was sorted incorrectly and I ended up doing a round trip to Kendo and back. Better late than ever.
I have spent a long time looking for an object that is believed to have been lost somewhere in the catacombs. The adventurer and thaumaturge Marwin left a trail to his hidden stash, or so the story goes. I followed it as far as the ossuary of the damned, a chilling bone-filled alcove carved into a natural chamber in the upper levels. It seems some markings have been worn away by time, and time after that. Pass on the story to you in hope that you can succeed where I have failed. Barton.
able to follow Marmon's trail for a while, but the carved markings are faded and worn. My centuries are weathering. By the time I reach ossuary, I can no longer make them out. Fortunately, I always have an excuse. Always want an excuse to use Garrick's candle. Stalagmites retreat under the light of the candle as I hold it aloft and search for the shifting rock walls for any signs of Marwin's trail. Suddenly I see it, an M etched to rock, as clear as it had been carved yesterday. Follow the trail to an excited hurry, tripping and stumbling as the candle distorts the height of the floor, till I come to its end at a small boulder. Rolling the rock to one side, I reach behind it and reclaim Marwin's lost treasure. Gives me goosebumps. Tin. Somewhat cool. Nothing to mark. Oh. Thank you. I don't even know how I managed to get down from Weatherlam. Everything went dark after reading that inscription on the tall stone, but somehow I knew if I made it to strange antiquities, I'd be okay. In the darkness, I received a message from the Nameless Ones. A secret item called the Million Casket. We give it to them, they promise to free those it has infected. I don't think we have a choice. At least we can be certain of one thing. If they have the casket, they will not allow it to be opened. All they desire, all they value is power. Opening the casket will release all of its contained power. Verona. The time has come to decide, Thaumaturge. The casket wants to be opened. The casket will be opened. Nothing can stop it now, and yet there is still a part of this mind that will not be quieted. Help me calm this clamoring rage inside my head. This is your chance to elevate yourself above the scurrying ants that absently crawl through their meaningless lives. Zephyrim or Abrasive Mother?
Gris. The ritual broken path of Gris is heated slowly over the flame. To have full effect, it must be held in an ungloved hand until the ritual is complete, no matter how hot it gets. The ritual should not be performed by those who have not studied the Wixic art. It is common to suffer burns, but when done correctly, it should not be painful. problem with storing powerful dark artifacts in that slowly and inevitably the darkness seeps out. Yarn. Inhaling deeply from the spirit vault to stave off the madness of the depths, I make my way carefully down crumbling passageways past decaying crypts, placed carefully on top of the tomb collection of clay pots. Some lie in pieces, most are whole. At first the collection seems unremarkable, but one in particular stands out. I take it back up to the surface to take a closer look. Marion Lancaster. Someone very dear to me has fallen ill. I would like a nephricant. Do not be concerned, dear. I have used one before and know what I am doing. Oh. Dreadvivant. Dreadvivant is the only way to handle some of the more dangerous artifacts that can siphon power away from oneself for a time. Power rising up of a Dreadvivant is subtle, but noticeably invigorating. These objects represent balance of life and death, good and evil, hope and despair. Flower and skull. It's also the symbol they used for the game. Franklin Underhill. Is to pay us a visit. We have some items that we're confident will be of interest to you. The Twinings Artisan. 2 Market Avenue under me. The man who dropped off his card introduced himself as owner Twinings, an unusual sprawling series of grotto-like rooms filled with handcrafted carpentry, ironmongery, and pottery. He leads me past wooden chairs and strange iron contraptions to a room unlike the others. This one is filled with small trinkets, ornaments, and jars of various sizes, containing ominous-looking liquids and organic materials. I know it might not look like much, but there are some items of value among the junk here. Take your time and let me know if you find anything interesting. 2 hours later, I have indeed unearthed something very interesting that I'm keen to take back to the shop for further investigation. I'm leaving the Twinings with my haul when a man shouts at me from across the street. As I look round, I notice to my horror that the man's eyes are as black as coal. He just told me, and I stumble backward, fumbling with the strap of my satchel as I try to grab an item to stop him. Looks a cord. To my relief, the man goes rigid almost immediately and topples forward. into the cobblestone. I turn and run, wanting to put as much distance as possible between myself and that creature. When I finally come to my senses, I realize I should alert Dr. Robertson. But by the time I return to Twinings, the man is nowhere to be seen. Skull, sign of death. Wood painted it look like bone. Bronze. Smooth, polished. Low chanting when I hold it to my ear causes me to reflect on my own mortality. Bloodstone, dark purposes, and Vivianite, death and decay. Iron coffins, waterlogged corpses. Edmund Bishop. Something bad is about to happen. The ravens know it. My grandfather once taught me how to use a Cassandra to see the paths ahead, but I saw what it did to him and vowed never to touch one again after he died. But the gnawing worries coming. What is coming has become too much for me. Weaving Edge. Weaving Edge is used to enter the Red Knight, bloodthirsty state of mind. Traditions dictate that the handle should be made from the wood of a great oak. I don't think I have any of that. There's always something to be... Seems to be something going on in Undermere. The sooner I can get this sorted and be on my way, the better. Uncle gave me a ring and I have had nothing but bad fortune ever since. Starting to think it might be cursed. Their way to uncurse it. Bad fortune. Oh wait. I do have something. Hawthorne. I've been researching ancient customs, particularly those from thaumaturgy, and I am fascinated by the use of objects in ritual ceremonies. If you're able to get your hands on a gris, I would very much be interested in studying it further. A gris? Shit, that means I have it and I haven't identified it. Nope. Fire. Item has soot on its lower half. Produces a Wixic field. Lunma. Moon pool, or heart of tranquility, harnesses the power of elements to create an aura of unease. They can be used. Superstition is among thaumaturges that says that Lunama should not be used when the moon is full. It's not known where this idea came from. Elements. Leopold Morris. There's been a basilisk sighting of the hills across the river from Backborough. I wouldn't say I'm a brave man, but I have a duty to protect livestock in my village. Better me than a younger man with his life ahead of him. Come to prepare my sword. They've escaped! At first my patience grew agitated when I used the Gaudian siren, but then I had a breakthrough. Vivian Cartwright woke up. She seemed lucid, calm even, made a stupid mistake and loosened her restraints. I don't know what happened, whether the siren stopped working, or if perhaps it had never worked and she tricked me. But almost immediately she changed back and turned violent. Before I knew she had managed to free the others. I tried to stop them, but they fought their way out of the hospital. No idea where they've gone. We'll get on that then. Almost imperceptibly, the casket began to absorb the crepuscular power that had leached into the stone and the earth of its lightless tomb. Another tombstone. Was that a clock? It's the clock. When does it go to then? Wait, the other one was a tombstone. They are stifling, and the darkness and the claustrophobia of the tunnels almost overwhelms me, but I press on. I remind myself that there are few who venture down here, which means the chances of an interesting find are higher. It doesn't take long for my search to bear fruit. Oak, if I'm not mistaken. Thaddeus White. The witherance was a terrible idea. I've only gone and made things worse. I wish Eli was back. He'd know what to do. Some years ago now, a friend brought an item to me, Black Casket. I learned that it was a dark article. Should have brought it to Eli right away, right then and there. But I knew he would want to destroy it. I'm a collector of things. It seemed too important to allow it to be destroyed. But I see how naive that was now. This casket is far more dangerous than anything I've come across. And now, here they are looking for it with their black eyes. Either I need to keep them out of the museum or bring the casket here to Strange Antiquities to hide it in one of its secret places. Red Vivint. Lumina. Moonpool. Aura of unease. Keep people away. Dread Vivint. Handle more dangerous artifacts. Because it is the goddamn symbol of the game. Bring it the fuck here. Light of a Corkin. Despite appearances, these Noctic items have no connection to the League of Amphesian Heart. They are objects of considerable power that turn darkness to light, fear to joy. Darkness to light, fear to joy. I bet it's either this one or this one. Dark Intentions. Noctic. David. There's an uneasy quiet in town today. Aren't many people out and about. I head straight home as soon as I'm done with my deliveries. I've recently come to possession of a number of texts on the subject of arcane artifacts. You're welcome to tell them if they are of any use. If I don't hear from you, then I will donate them to the library across the street. Library across the street, huh? Wordsworth Library. 26th. Several scrolls look promising, but they are written in the Dradic script, and my understanding is too rudimentary to make use of them. If Verona was around, I'm sure she could translate them, but she isn't, and I can't. The Bablia. The effect of the Babelia makes my head spin and I close my eyes tight for a moment as my mind catches up. The pages swirl and blur in front of me, letters and words floating in and out of focus. After a time I find that I can read them, though it takes some effort, and I feel drained as I reach the end. Water's shadow. Something Beck. Bloodbeck. It was once thought that these objects could be used to commune with the dead, but it is now widely believed that such a thing is not possible. It is not known where the strange voices that emanate from a Bloodbeck originate. There are some who believe they are the voices of the nameless god. Bloodbeck. Water's shadow. It alleged that water's shadow can be used to pass through solid matter, but the art has long faded from memory. The items themselves are often uninteresting. It is only a faint thaumic field, perhaps as a result of it going unused for so many years. Water. Thaumic field. Faint. And I still don't know what the fuck this is. Anna Bryant. With all that's been happening in Unamir, for the west parts of time, I lose my Bryant charm. How about you
have one that I can replace it with? Argyle, vessel of the earth, used in Druidic rituals. That's it? I mean, I have an idea, but like... It's got earth symbols on it. Best I'm gonna get. Eli! Sorry, I didn't intend to be away for so long. Trust the shop has not been too much trouble to look after in my absence. I have learned a lot from my time in Oxford. There's a powerful dark article in Undermere called An Alien Casket. And now you're telling me that my foolish half-wit of a brother has had it in his museum this whole time. I know how to destroy it, but it's not going to be easy. Whatever happens, it must not be opened. We will need to create a Pill of Calaris. From what I gather, such a feat has not been attempted in over 500 years. I just hope there's enough time to prepare. I'm afraid I can't stay, but I'll be back as soon as I can. Pill of Calaris is a powerful blast of energy that can consume the darkness. In my opinion, it is the safest way to destroy powerful articles. It can only be produced as ice of significant thermic convergence. Strength and weakness, light and darkness. Align the opposing powers at opposing compass points. With Corkin's light, the strong will be made weak, and the dark will be made light. Corkin. Corkin's light. Light of Corkin. Another thing to keep my eye on. That's a protection symbol. Isabel Stowe. I have had my energy drained by some disturbing evil power. For days now I have felt tired and frail. And today I found something that horrified me. Beneath my bed I discovered a carved wooden effigy with a strange symbol painted on it. I don't know who has done it. But all I want to is to lift this feeling of weakness. Oh, you're in luck. I got a Fortnance. Susan Hill. I like a bloodback. Nameless ones are restless. I'm ready to hear their voices. Corkena. These are used to call on guile and wisdom of the goddess Corkin. She is a goddess of the earth creation and rebirth. Maintained by some, these are not objects of power, but they exude imposing aura that is hard to explain. Oh wait. Light of Corkin. Corkin. Thaddeus. I want to move the casket, but it's gone. What do we do? I heard Eli's back in town, but he hasn't come to see me, and if he's not here, then I don't know where to find him. Oh God, what do we do? It festered and pulsated until it could no longer be contained. Some part of it reached out from the darkness, creating eyes so that it might find itself, and hands so that it might open itself. The casket wanted to be opened. Books. I lie below books and scrolls on the esoteric and the arcane. Library. Below the library. As I open the door, I'm hit by a musty smell of damp. This room hasn't been entered for some time. The corner of the room is piled high with scrolls of parchment, old books, and underneath the debris, I find something of interest. Piece of driftwood. This is a fucking shin. Eli. Zim was ransacked last night. I went looking for my brother, but he's nowhere to be found. Good news is, they didn't find what they were looking for. I've moved the casket myself and hid it in one of Strange Antiquities' vaults. It's safe for now, but we can't leave it here for long. I have more to prepare, but I've left instructions on how to access the vault in the desk drawer. Candle that gives off no light. An anchor that has never touched the ocean. A finger but not of flesh.
David. Like us turned black. As omens go, I'd say that's probably quite a bad one. The mail won't deliver itself. Found this in an old writing desk up at Gleason Castle. Expected it would mean more to you. Fear in autumn, rising in winter. Feels all too prescient as we hurtle towards winter and a terrible unknown fate. Fear in autumn. Okay, symbol of fear. I assessed the room at the foot of the western tower quite thoroughly before finding a stash of papers. To my dismay, they are largely the scrawlings of a madman, but amongst the nonsense, there's some valuable information. Storm Ward. These simple items are supposedly grant low-level protection against the elements, but this author has personally become soaked to the bone one too many downpours to thrust those claims. They're made of metal, typically bronze or iron. Bronze. Storm Ward. Manus. According to Whitlock, these are lighter than either Kant by half. Not exactly most useful at sight. They are carried by desert nomads who use them to conjure precious water from the cool night air.